Raise the rent past the legal cap in California, even by accident, and you can be forced to refund it, pay penalties, and cover your tenant's attorney's fees. I'm Chrissy Wade, broker and owner of Wellspring Property Management, and for over 10 years, we've managed hundreds of units across the state of California. We know property management inside and out. All right, so by the end of this video, you'll know how to raise rent legally in 2026, whether your unit is even capped, how the limit is calculated, and how to serve the increase correctly. Here's the thing most landlords get wrong. They hear a number like 5% plus inflation, and they just pick a figure. But before you touch the rent, you have to answer 3 questions in order. Am I capped? What's my limit? And how do I deliver it? Skip any one of these and the increase can be thrown out. Let's take them in order. First, find out if AB 1482 even applies to you. AB 1482 is the Tenant Protection Act, California's statewide rent control cap, and it doesn't cover every rental. It generally covers older multifamily housing, but there are big exemptions, and this is where owners get tripped up before they even start. First, age. Housing built within the last 15 years is exempt. This is a rolling date, not a fixed year. A building cap that was exempt last year can become covered the year it crosses the 15-year line. So check the construction date every single year. And second, single-family homes and condos. A lot of owners assume a standalone house is automatically exempt. It's not. A single-family home is only exempt if 2 things are both true. 1, the owner is not a corporation, an LLC, or a real estate investment trust. 2, the tenant was given specific written exemption notice the law requires. Miss either one of that, and that house is fully covered, even though it's a single-family home. Third, the local rules. Some California cities have their own rent control ordinances that are stricter than the state cap. Where a local rent ordinance applies, it's usually controlled, and the limit can be much lower than the state number. Sorry about that. So always check your city and county before you rely on the state cap. The bottom line for step 1, confirm coverage in writing before you do anything else. Now step 2, if you are covered, figure out your actual limit. Here's the formula the law uses. Your maximum increase in any 12-month period is 5% plus the change in the cost of living for your region. And the whole thing is capped at 10%. You can take whichever is lower. The cost of living piece is the Consumer Price Index, the CPI. And this is where people make the most expensive mistake. The CPI is regional. You have to use the index for the specific area where your property sits. Some metro areas like Los Angeles or the Bay Area have their own published index. A lot of California, including many inland and rural counties, do not. For those areas, the law tells you to use the California statewide CPI instead. So here's the trap. An owner reads an article about the Los Angeles number, applies it to a property in a county that has no local index, and they land on the wrong figure. Use that number that's too high and you've overcharged, which is illegal. Use one that's too low and you've left money on the table you were legally entitled to. A quick example of how the math works out, using a round number, not today's actual figures. Say your formula came out to 8% on a $2,000 rent property. 8% is $160. So your ceiling would be $2,160. Grab a higher regional number by mistake and you push it to $2,150, and that overage is unlawful increase. You may have to pay it back. I'm not going to hand you a percentage in this video, and here's why. That number changes every year, and it depends entirely on your region. By the time you watch today's video, the figure may already be stale. What you need is a habit. Every year, look up the current CPI for your specific region. Run the 5% plus formula, confirm you're under the 10% ceiling, get the current number. Don't guess it from memory. Now, step 3, timing. Because the rules here trip up even experienced owners, the CPI figure the law uses resets every year on August 1st. An increase that takes effect before August 1st uses 1 year's April's data. An increase that takes effect on or after August 1st uses the newer April data. Practically, that means the legal cap can be different number in the first half of the year than the second half. So always pull that figure that matches your date your increase actually takes place. There's also a frequency rule. You cannot raise the rent more than twice in any 12-month period. And even if you split it into 2 steps, the increases added together still cannot go past your annual cap. Most owners are better off doing one clean increase for the whole year. It's simpler, it's easier to document, and it's less confusing for your resident. Step 4, serve the notice correctly. Because a legal increase still has to be delivered the legal way, the amount of the notice depends on the size of the increase. For an increase of 10% or less, which is most increases under this cap, you owe the tenant at least 30 days written notice. For an increase over 10%, which mostly comes up on exempt properties, the law requires 90 days written notice. That notice has to be in writing and delivered properly. Don't text a photo of it and call it done. Put it in writing, deliver it the right way the law allows, and keep proof that you delivered it. And document everything. The CPI figure you used, your math, the notice, and the date it took effect. Even if a tenant ever challenges that increase, the paper trail is what protects you. One note, this is a general information video, not legal advice for your specific property. When a real increase is on the line, get it checked. Now, before you go, here's the thing most California landlords don't realize about rent increases. The biggest risk isn't the cap itself. It's not knowing how much self-managing is quietly costing you in time, mistakes, and lost rent. So I built a free self-managing cost calculator that shows you the number in about 2 minutes. The link is in the description. Go and run it for yourself. Reach us at wellspringpm.com or call the office at 760-371-4282 extension 101. That comes straight to me. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm Chrissy Wade with Wellspring Property Management. I hope you have a fantastic week. See you next time.